Good morning everyone, welcome back to Hearthstone. My name is Rooster and we are playing Cthulhu Warlock today. So this is a deck I've been playing last month for a little bit. I've made a slight bit of changes to the deck list. I've actually started building a deck list from scratch again. Kind of inspired by one of the decks played last weekend during the EU preliminaries. Actually, not the preliminaries, the EU, well, whatever it's called. There was a tournament last weekend and someone played a Cthulhu Warlock in it. Was kind of inspired by it, was missing a couple of cards to really make the exact same deck list. Most notably, Crazed Worshipper, which I'm still not confident about its inclusion. I'm just not a fan of the card. I don't have it, but I'm not sure I would even include it if I had it. There must be some reason, of course, because those players are a lot better than I am. No doubt about that. But I'm just not a fan of playing a Fen Creeper in Constructed, and I really doubt that the Cthulhu buff is going to make a big difference. Did not include that. I have not opened a Big Game Hunter since the nerfs, so I don't have one of those either. But I thought I would include a Kodo. That's something completely different, but I do feel that Kodo is quite a good card in the current meta, especially against the boatload of warriors I've been facing all over in the past few days. So that could be pretty good. I've added a Twilight Elder, mostly, well, compared to the last version, of course, just because I would like to have some stuff to play on 3, most of all. I don't hate playing the Peddler here, saving the coin for a little later. Sure. I prefer that over the Twilight Elder, because Twilight Elder might still die against this thing. And that would kind of suck. Don't want to play Flame him against the Hunter, and having a Mortal Coil might be very valuable, so definitely not against that. Any other changes? Let me quickly look at the deck list. Cult Apothecary is actually quite core in most Renolock lists nowadays, which can be pretty good. After all. So don't hate that. I don't hate losing the 2/2 to a kill command either. Seems like a pretty good deal to me. So do we play the Twilight Elder here? I don't think so. Actually, I could Demon Wrath. Is that ridiculous? It seems a little ridiculous, isn't it? Not much I want to coin out. I don't want to coin a tap. And I think the Beckoner of Evil is better than the Twilight Elder here, mostly because it still trades. And I don't really have need for the increased size, although against the Houndmaster, does it really matter? Still doesn't matter against the Houndmaster, although I will be a little miffed if that happens, I'll admit. I can still Demon Wrath, and that'll be fine. Actually, yeah, Houndmaster is excellent here. I don't mind it at all. And that seems like a really anti-turn, although I'm a little scared of the amount of damage I'm taking here. But I'm kind of okay with this situation. I'll play the Twilight Drake before trading, because I don't mind if it takes 1 damage here. Actually protecting my face a little bit, which may not be the worst idea. And if he uses a deadly shot here, well, at least he's not using it on something bigger. So there's something. We should be a little hesitant about taking any more damage. And while I say that, I'm going to tap this turn, because otherwise our turn is going to be a little empty. Having something to play here is good though, so don't hate that. But if a high main comes out, I am in a little bit of trouble. I'll admit I'm in a little bit of trouble if a high main comes out. Oh, Sylvanas. I've been seeing a lot of Sylvanas in Hunter lately, and I'm not quite sure why that is. because it seems like a bit of a strange card to me. But it seems to work out decently for my opponent so far. I can use a Demon Wrath to get rid of it. Would I do that? Yes I would. I don't hate it. And it allows me to coin out this thing here, which is fine. And lets me play the Veclor next turn still. So that's good. That is actually pretty good, yeah. Don't hate it. So a card that is missing from this deck, compared to normal Renolock decks, Tournament... Wait, no. I'm going to say Tournament Medic, but that's not the card. Refreshment Vendor, there we go. I can remember stuff sometimes. Do we want to check for Freezing Trap? Yes, we kinda do. Yes, we kinda do. And that's acceptable, mostly because we have Veclor here.
The feast of souls begins.
I could have frozen... I could have actually frozen a Veclor if he didn't kill it this turn. That would be pretty sweet, actually. But I don't hate paying 6 for this minion here, so that might be okay. Hunter's Mark? Okay, Hunter's Mark, sure. Still requires a kill command on the other one, which is not a horrible deal for us, and the Ooze will take care of that. And he only has a 1/1 on the field, which will get killed by the Mortal Coil. And then I still have 5 mana left over, with which I can play a Kodo. But then I don't Mortal Coil anymore. I guess that's fine. We will find other targets for Mortal Coil still. And this is not a bad situation. Do we really want to Kodo this? Well, we don't have much else to play, unfortunately. And it does bring 2 minions on the field. That's good. It's good enough. It's good enough. I'm okay with this. I wonder about the inclusion of... Oh my lord. That's a scary card. That is a scary card, I'll admit. Not gonna lie here. At least we get a decent top deck here. If we Siphon Soul, what else do we have? Not much. We can tap and Reno, but then we don't kill that. That seems pretty horrible. We can tap and Siphon Soul, but that seems a little... Well, what's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that can happen to us when we're at 10? That seems really dangerous, though. Is that unnecessary? That might be unnecessary. So I guess this always happens, right? And let's keep track. He's already used the kill command, so what's the worst that could happen if we tap here? I kinda don't want to take the risk, but he could quick shot hero power that deals 8. Quick shot hero power kill command. That's awfully specific. Call the Wild hero power deals 7. I think I'm okay with this. That's really dangerous though. I don't like threading the needle as much as this. That's not lethal, right? That's only lethal if this is... No, that's not lethal. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'll admit I'm a little nervous about this. But I don't think it would have mattered, would it? No. No, it wouldn't. So we can Reno, we can Shadow Bolt. Oh, that seems pretty sweet. So in that case, we can actually do this. Shadow Bolt this, that doesn't matter. So let's draw a card first, I guess. So we Shadow Bolt this. And that is not Reno. There we go. Healing for 28 seems pretty good. That seems like a pretty sweet deal to me. I'll take that any day. And whoop, there we go. Does have a Harrison. That's something to keep in mind when and if I play Jiraxxus, which I'm not quite sure of. Ooh, Spell Power Shot, that's cute. Is this a Reno deck? I think we've seen King's Elk before, haven't we? I don't remember. I don't remember for sure. Let's think about this a little bit. We can heal up Reno. That seems pretty good. We can tap. I like a tap. And healing Reno seems pretty good here. How scared are we about the spell power here? Not too much. I would rather eliminate the beast than eliminate the spell power here, I think. That might be dangerous, but leaving the beast up is going to be more dangerous, I feel. If he top decked something like a Ramblingler, then things could turn sour from basically nowhere. Please don't. Well, you can have that card, sure. As long as I know what you have, then I'm not too worried here. Sometimes drawing a card is fine with me. How big is Cthulhu right now? He's 11, so we can deal 5, we can deal 6 to face. That's not lethal, isn't it? No, it's not. Can we clear? There's no easy clear for the little wolves, I guess. So what we could do is do this, and heal up for a little bit. Or you could just concede and we'll be okay. I'm just trying to be as greedy as possible, basically, here. There's no need to take it too fast, but there was no way he was winning that anymore. I'm pretty sure. Unless I played Jirax's next turn and he slammed the Harrison and got some amazing stuff. Wasn't really going to happen. So some cards that might warrant inclusion in a Reno Cthulhu deck. I've been thinking about a deck with a slightly lower curve, so you could, for example, include a Forbidden Ritual, and then the Warlock Cthulhu cards might actually do some work. I'm still not sure about that card. It seems to work more in a Zoo-ish deck, and you really don't want Cthulhu in a slowish deck, in a Zoo-ish deck. I mean, sorry. So the themes don't really seem to match all that well, so the card just doesn't seem all that amazing. Just being a pit fighter, basically, with some marginal upside, which I'm not terribly excited about. Against a Zoo deck, do I play the Doomsayer next turn? Most likely. He could power overwhelming it, but I would still be okay with that. And does allow me to grab the board with a Farseer next turn, so I think I'm okay with this. If he has a Crazed Alchemist, then all the more power to him, I guess.
You love my
I shouldn't have said that. Oh my gosh. That is actually quite terrible. Well, we can tap and then Hellfire next turn, I guess. Is that an awful idea? I'm taking a lot of damage, but it might be a better option than just playing a 3-3 and doing nothing. I don't like it, but yeah, that's the reason people play Crazed Alchemist, and I can't say I didn't see it coming. Just play a 1-drop here. That would be really sweet. As long as it's not a possessed villager. Just play another Flame Imp. That would be excellent. How about you play another Flame Imp or a Voidwalker? One of the two. He's really hesitant here. I'm not sure what he's thinking about. Just juggling his cards. Ooh, a 2-drop. Okay. Oh, coining a tap. Wow. That seems interesting. Well, I am dropping rather low, so I can't really blame him. I do have a Shadow Flame to clear the board one more time, so guess it turned out to be a good play after all. He's kind of playing around the Hellfire, most likely. Especially against someone playing Doomsayer will likely also have something to deal with a large board. Sure, I like the Kodo here enough. It's never going to get any better as long as he has some 1/1s on the field, so don't feel too horrible about this. If I draw a 2-drop, I can Argus up. If he floods the board, I can Shadow Flame this. I don't feel too horrible about that. But he's likely trading into this, I think. Although that's kind of expensive, actually, trading 3 1/1s into what I have here. I will... Oh, Soulfire. Okay, that's aggressive, but I can appreciate that. Dealing a lot of damage, so I can't fault him. And we're kind of in a rough spot right now. Do we... yeah, this is not terrible. We kind of have to do something, so I guess this is the best we can do. I kind of like the thought of the Psychotron next turn, but I kind of more like the idea of getting some meaningful minions out on the board. How about a 3-drop that I can Shadow Flame afterwards? Oh, that's not awful. We could Psychotron and Ooze, but I think Ooze and Shadow Flame is going to be the play. It seems awfully slow still, and I don't have a great follow-up. But it's what we have to do, I guess. I guess it's just what we have to do. I can't leave this around. And he's kind of running out of cards, so he might not be able to kill me next turn or put a meaningful amount of minions on the board. And then the Psychotron can kind of hold the fort, I guess. Oh, well, that doesn't look so great anymore. Does not look so great anymore. We could Twisting Nether. That seems ridiculous, but I feel we kind of have to. Okay, I will. That seems ridiculous. But we were trading 3 mana for 5 mana, so I guess it's not... we're trading 8 mana for 7 mana. I have seen worse trades. I have definitely seen worse trades. Can we not have this? Thank you. Okay, well... we're not dead, technically. And if I play Psychotron plus Cult Apothecary... oh, I can't play that. I can play Cult Apothecary and taunt it up. How's that? It deals with this, at the very least. And then we can... Cthulhu seems really weak next turn. I think that's going to be the play. It seems ridiculous, but... it's going to be so good when he floods the board, though. I don't think Psychotron is getting any better than it's right now, so I guess I'm okay with this. Tap last. Do we want to tap? I don't think we want to tap. Let's just taunt up, make it a little bigger. Will allow us to deal with the Councilman next turn. I don't think we can afford to tap at this point. He's used 1 Soulfire, so he can burst us through the taunt, I think. Well, that's decent. That's decent-ish. He's not going to trade into it, but I will be most willing to trade some stuff into that thing. Sure. Do we just play Cthulhu as a 6/6? That seems awful. I don't think we can do that. No. But I'll heal for 4. That seems reasonable. We tap and heal for 4. I guess we just did. This doesn't seem ridiculous still. We can build some minions. Why not? I'll trade into that guy. He only has 2 damage on the field, so with a double power overwhelming he can deal 10 damage, which isn't enough to deal with us. So we have a board right now, and he's down to 13 already, which is not irrelevant.
Get it out! Get it out!
A bunch of small dudes. Might be a sea giant coming out soon, though. Which is a little concerning. Bunch of small guys. It at least boosts up the Cthulhu, so that's not meaningless. Just playing the 4 and the 2 seems weak, but we can't really afford to tap, I think. If he has 2 damage on the field, with double power overwhelming, he can't kill us. So that's okay. Could we have killed him this turn? No, Cthulhu is just too small. I think not tapping is going to be the play here, because Cthulhu is likely to kill him next turn if he doesn't do anything meaningful on the board. I don't think he can easily clear the board here, so that means we have a decent shot at killing him next turn, so that's okay.
Why do you call?
Let's see what comes out, though. That doesn't seem like the right order to play things. Alright, I think we got this. That trades into... well, that kind of worked. That could have worked if it hit a minion. If it hit one of these, then that could have worked. But he's pretty much screwed right now, I think. Unless his last card is power overwhelming, then I think he's still pretty screwed. Cthulhu will at the very least wipe the board, right? So yeah, I think we might be fine here. Did some damage control. It took 3, maybe 4 board wipes. Did we play the Demon Wrath? I don't think we played the Demon Wrath yet, so that's something. Did he just give up? I hate when people do that. Okay, there's a power overwhelming. So can trade into one of those, get a few more toughness on the board, but I think... Is Cthulhu going to be better here? Doesn't really matter, does it?
Was a mistake. My dreaming ends.
I think it's reasonably likely that he... Well, I don't instantly win, but he can't really win unless he taps into Leroy. He can tap, that's good. That is good enough. Alright. Did not play that perfectly. But I'm okay with that. Alright, as you see, we have dropped a little bit since the last video. It's mostly because of me just sticking to the aggro mage deck, and it didn't really work out. It did not really work out too well. I think it's a deck to keep considering, keep it in the back of your mind, because you might be facing against it at some point. And when the time is right, the deck can really do something, but I'm not convinced this is the right time to bring out that deck. No. Alright, these cards aren't terrible. How is Doomsayer against the Druid? Seems okay-ish. We kind of have a curve going here, so I don't hate this. We can curve 2 into coin 4 into Doomsayer tap. I'm not sure what kind of a curve that is, but would we... No, we never coin Doomsayer.
I greet you.
And we don't want to coin Beckoner into turn 2 tap. That seems really bad. Yeah, sure. Let's play some Cthulhu minions. We've got a pretty decent curve going, but of course the Druid is 2 mana ahead of us right now. Which is a little concerning. We might drop a Doomsayer next turn if he just clears this. I don't know what the chances of that happening are, but... Actually, not that unreasonable. He could Wild Growth and Wrath if he has those. I actually don't hate playing Doomsayer next turn, because it will really slow him down and allow us to develop a Cthulhu's Chosen the turn after. Alternatively, we could just coin the Cthulhu's Chosen right now and within reason be able to deal with whatever he's going to play next turn. I think I like that plan a little better. Because this provides us with enough damage to at least deal with the Druid of the Claw. And likely even a Dark Arakoa if he innovates it out. Yes, because the Disciple of Cthulhu allows us to trade into that. I don't hate this play. The Doomsayer looks a little awkward in our hand, but he might have a hand in which he clears our board right now.
Where shall I strike?
And that works. That works for me. I am perfectly okay with this. This is going to be the play, right? I could trade both in and play the Incan boss. Is that better? It might actually be better. Gives me a slightly stronger board, only very slightly though. I think this is good enough. I was a little confused there when I was hovering over the 2-3. Was going to trade it into that thing, and then I was like, wait, that should be dead already, shouldn't it? Okay, swipes that, and then hero powers this down or plays a Wrath. I think I'm okay with this. And it might be a decent turn to Doomsayer next turn. We can Doomsayer on tap, and then grab the board afterwards. Well, we don't have a great way to grab the board, but I still think it's reasonable. We don't have a great way of dealing with whatever he gets next, so I guess we might. We could also play the Imkang boss, but that doesn't seem particularly great. We could draw something next turn, or we could Hellfire. Psychotron is not out of the question. I don't hate the Doomsayer here. It buys us a turn, gives him an empty turn, basically. Unless he has Nourish, I guess. This would be a good turn to Nourish for him. I should stop calling cards. Me saying that basically just put the Nourish into his hand, I feel. But I don't feel too terrible about this. We can still develop some kind of board presence and be a little more prepared to deal with whatever he's coming up with. Getting one turn closer to Twisting Nether is also good. Because our health total is not in a disastrous space right now. If I play the Psychotron here, he's just going to hero power it down and then play a big guy. Don't like that too much. I'll just play the Imkang boss. And that gives us a pretty decent next turn, so I'm not too unhappy with that. Imkang boss feels a little weak, but I don't think Druids are likely to run Kodo, so I don't feel too bad about running it out here. And I'll admit, drawing the Emperor here feels pretty good. We kind of have to kill that though. Let's see. We could run the Imkang boss in there. That seems pretty terrible. I don't feel particularly great about this situation. I kind of have to Shadow Bolt it, but that makes my turn really awkward. Could Hellfire and trade. Is that ridiculous? Hellfiring this? Hellfire. If I could play a defender in the same turn, then I might consider it. I could tap and Shadow Bolt and defender. I really wish I had a Mortal Coil at this point. If I tap, do I commit myself to killing that? I guess I do. Is that okay? I kind of have to. I feel I kind of have to. Because leaving that around on the board seems pretty bad to me. So I guess I'm okay with this. Although something big might come out and I have to Twisting Nether. I guess that's still fine. I don't feel too horrible about Twisting Nethering next turn. Especially if... ooh, that's a card. Okay, well, Twisting Nether is pretty much a given now. Hits me in the face for 8. If I had a Siphon Soul, I would still Twisting Nether, I think. Is there a better option? We could Twin Emperor, but it seems really greedy, and I don't have a great follow-up afterwards, so I guess I'm okay with Twisting Nether here. Seems a little weak to use that against one card that already dealt 8 damage to your face, but that's just the way things go, unfortunately. We are catching up in mana though, so that's kind of good. Didn't have the greatest turn last turn, and we can Emperor plus Dark Peddler next turn. That's not the most awful idea. Kinda wish I had played the Psychotron at some point during the past few turns, but I don't think there was really a window to do that, unless I would have given him another turn of Emperor, and with him drawing that many cards, I think that's a pretty horrible idea. If that's all he's developing... Huh. Does that change anything? I think I still pretty much Emperor and Dark Peddler next turn, right? Although, both of those cards are really good with Bad Bonesbeard. Are we dead if I Kodo and something else, though? I could Hellfire and Kodo, but that seems really greedy. Hellfire and Psychotron? That's kind of ridiculous. Kodo and... I kind of want to play Emperor, but that will leave his minions up, and that seems dangerous. He could double swipe me and then I'm dead. Am I dead to double swipe? I am dead to double swipe if I Kodo also. Am I going to play... I think he already played a swipe, didn't he? I think he did. So no use in playing around double swipe in that case. So I think I rather like the Kodo here, but the follow-up seems weak. So I guess we'll just have to do this. And forget about the Bran combination. I'll take a Mortal Coil. I get the feeling it's going to be useful at some point in the nearby future. Would have really liked to develop the Emperor, but I think it's too likely that I die from some kind of rare happenstance. I'm not quite sure. Naturalize. Well, that's a card. Oh, he got that from Raven Idol. Okay. Well, at least we got our Reno, so that's good. Swipe our face. That's interesting. Are we dead? No, I don't think we're dead. This seems a little ridiculous, especially against the Reno deck, but draws a card and then hero powers that down. Why would you swipe our face and then? Why would you swipe face and then? This seems really off. Oh, does he? No, he didn't. Wait. Okay. He was trying to make this work, wasn't he? Double living roots into feral. Well, I don't think I could have reasonably played around that, I guess. Well played, sir. Alright. I didn't see that coming, I'll admit. There was no real way to play around that, I feel. And in most cases we could have grabbed the board starting next turn. Yeah. I don't think we made a big mistake there in doing... Maybe in determining what kind of deck our opponent was playing, because that might have been a Yogg deck and we didn't even notice. He played a Druid of the Claw, he played a Norwich. Yeah, that could have been true. He didn't really play any big minions, I was just playing around them. Oh, he did have a Ragnaros, I guess. So it wasn't all bad. Against the Hunter, I want some early game. I really need some early game and I can't afford to keep 4s and 5s. Alright. I don't hate the Peddler here. And Disciple is a decent follow-up, so don't...
I greet you.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. Let's see what this Hunter can do. Hunter usually is a pretty bad matchup though, so not holding out. Although it is a mid-range Hunter with Doomsayers. That's interesting. That is always happening. And against a Hunter, what do I want? I think I rather like the Voidwalker here. Sure. That's going to be meaningful, at least at some point, and I think the Tentacle might be a little optimistic. Okay, he basically quick-shot at face there, considering our follow-up, but he couldn't have known that. Next turn, if I get the Mortal Coil something, that will be pretty good, because our turn is going to be a little empty. Oh, we're up against Yogg Hunter, okay. Well, we did get the Mortal Coil something, so that's kinda good. So we're pretty much always stepping. But developing the Voidwalker is kinda good here, I think. Just getting something on the board is always going to be meaningful, I think, against most Hunter decks. So against the Yogg Hunter, what do I need to be scared of? Besides Animal Companion, of course. That's not the one I wanted, but... I guess I will Demon Wrath this. Can I afford to tap? I think I can afford to tap. And I probably should. Get to develop the Emperor next turn, which could be good. Get to Sylvanas, which could also be decent. I don't know what to expect here, besides another Animal Companion. Azure Break. Is that a usual card in that deck? I think we'll leave it around for one turn, just in favor of developing the Emperor here. He pretty much needs to kill this. The Azure Drake is not a beast, so a kill command does not immediately work. And if we just keep playing slow and, for example, Siphon Souling here, I don't think that will turn out too well for us. Tracking into Please No Deadly Shot. I would be fine with anything except Deadly Shot, although multiple on the hunt or something like that would also be pretty bad, I'll say. Quick shot into on the hunt, yeah, that deals with that. How badly do we need to get rid of this Azure Drake here? We've got the Jiraxxus, but that doesn't seem particularly great right now. Good Twisting Nether. That's never going to be too good, except maybe the turn after Yogg hits. I guess that could kind of work. If we Siphon Soul, we tap. If we Doomcaller seems kind of greedy. We could silence the Azure Drake. I think I like Sylvanas here, which will probably lead to him trading the board. But I think I'm okay with that. Let's tap. It's a little dangerous, mostly because, yeah, leaving the Azure Drake up, I don't like it. I think I'll just Siphon Soul, and then next turn I can Sylvanas and Taunt, perhaps. I think I'm okay with that. I'm not going to need the Siphon Soul if I have the Twisting Nether for when Yogg hits. Although a Call the Wild, oh my god, why did you have to have that? Well, that card is kind of a problem. Wasn't expecting something like that out of a Yogg Hunter, but I guess with Lock and Load you have to be prepared for anything. Sylvanas is rather good here, and I think I'll just taunt it up.
I have no time for games.
And hope to not have it deadly. You know, Deadly Shot could turn out bad for him, so I think I'm okay with this. If Call the Wild happens, I'm not immediately dead to Call the Wild, so that's something. He trades here, my death roll grabs one of his minions, which is kinda good. Yeah. Board is a lot less threatening all of a sudden, which I like. I may have to Hellfire here. Would I be okay with that? Yeah, I think I'm fine with Hellfiring. It's going to be a little dangerous, and I don't have a great follow-up, which is another problem. Any other way to deal with this board, except Twisting Nether, which I don't like. Hellfire seems pretty good here, if only for the lack of follow-up. I could Doomsayer as a follow-up though, which is not awful. I could even squeeze in a tap. I guess I'm okay with that. Make sure to do this and this first, of course. So Hellfire, we're dropping dangerously low, which is kind of a problem. But we have to get to Reno Jackson somehow, so I think I'm okay with this. He could Deadly Shot and then develop some minions, but if he does, I still have the Twisting Nether. If I draw any healing card, then Gwen is going to be pretty good, I'd say. Oh, we don't have enough Cthulhu buffs, do we? That's interesting. How big is Cthulhu right now? Cthulhu is 8. I don't think we need multiple Cthulhus, so I think Bran plus Doomcaller is going to be decent. We might be dead next turn, which is a little unfortunate, but there's not much we can do about that except Jiraxxus. Which I guess could work, actually. Is that ridiculous? It heals for 6 at least, and gives us a weapon. Is that better than developing... Well, this at least gives us double taunt next turn, so I think I prefer this one right now. I didn't have to do the Bran there, but it does improve our Cthulhu slightly, which is sort of important. And playing the Doomcaller does not leave a lot of options for us, so it's a little more dangerous this turn, and we might die as a result. What is happening? Oh, hello. That's cute. That's cute. Okay, I will Cthulhu those down, I think. That's always going to kill them, right? Yes. Yes, it is always going to kill them, and it's going to be the best play we have, I'm afraid. We might die to a kill command next turn, but that's just the risk we're going to have to take, because playing Jiraxxus here is not going to improve things. Alright. This pretty much always clears the board. Oh, it does always clear the board, so that's fine. Puts a 12-12 on the board, which is a reasonable threat. If he doesn't clear it, then Jiraxxus kills him next turn. So that's okay. Or Cold Wild just kills us, yeah. I don't think... No. Those were some pretty good lock and loads. Yeah. he just lock and loaded into Dread Skill plus Acid Gnaw, and yeah, not much I can do about that. I think we played that quite nicely, but the RNG was too strong in that one. Let's give it one more game, shall we? I don't think. Well, usually it's good to consider what you could have done better in most situations, but I don't think it's useful to when you're playing against a Yogg Hunter to prepare for him having a high main or to prepare for him having Acid Maw plus Dread Skill. That seems ridiculous, right? So there was no real expectation that he could deal with both Bran and the Doomcaller and have a board afterwards. That was pretty ridiculous. And, well, we dealt with the high main sufficiently well, I'd say, so I don't feel too horrible about that. Let's see what kind of Hunter we are up against. Hunter seems really popular, which means that Renolock is probably a bad deck to play again. I am not very good at selecting my decks, guys. For the sake of diversity, I'd say. I'll think a little bit about what I would play against mostly Hunters, and I'm still okay with this. Shadow Bolting, that feels bad though. Then again, what do we do next turn that makes this any better? We kind of want to play the Cthulhu's Chosen, and that seems really bad against a Toad on the field. So I guess we Shadow Bolt this anyway. We have a Reno in hand, so I'm not incredibly worried right now. But that did feel bad. That did feel really bad.
Well played.
Okay, so I don't feel horrible about dropping the Cthulhu's Chosen here. That should be pretty good. And then perhaps Spellbreaker next turn. I'm not sure what to Spellbreak, to be fair. He might have... No, I don't have anything I want to Spellbreak. I guess I could Taunt up. Is that bad? Oh, I would prefer Healing Up. Sure, and I can even squeeze in a tap, I think. That's not awful. Oh, is that better? I guess we don't really need the healing right now. So sure, this trades for this trades for this, and it's almost as good as having the Farseer on the field. So I'm okay with this. Another one? Didn't we just... he gets a high main. That's unfortunate. But we know what to prepare for. We have a silence for the high main, which is not awful. And he probably trades... Well, no, he probably goes face. Who am I kidding? Oh, that's absolutely fine with me. I'm in no real danger of dying next turn, so I think Emperor is pretty reasonable here. Which also happens to allow me to do some pretty great stuff next turn, I think. It's actually not all that great, but if he trades here... Oh, that's dangerous. I kinda wanna silence that now. Can I silence that? I can silence a Doomsayer, how's that? Not good, because he immediately trades into the Doomsayer. Tap seems really dangerous, because that will... Wait, if this gets silenced, then he has 7 damage on the field, plus 5, plus 2. So that's lethal. That's one-off lethal. Okay, that's a little dangerous. But so is casting Twisting Nether right now. What is our best option?
So many
I think our best option might be to taunt up, actually. Which I don't like, but it's kind of the best we have right now. He has to trade one of his minions into here. He doesn't have any more kill commands. And if he call the wilds here, then we can Twisting Nether and hope he doesn't have another. That may be the best option we have. He could head us for 9, and then the next call the wilds would still not be lethal because the board would be empty. Okay, okay. I don't hate that position. Oh wait, he could hit for 1 more because the 3-2 could hit into that. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of the reason I didn't like our position here. But I guess it's not unreasonable. Oh, I can Siphon Soul that. Am I dead if I Siphon Soul that though? That would give him 5 damage on the field against my 13 health. So that means I'm not immediately dead. And I can develop the Farseer or the Doomsayer. Okay, I don't hate that. Let's Siphon Soul this. Then I get to kill this one. He has 5 damage on the field. If we add Call the Wild, that adds 7, so that means 12 damage. So I can either develop the Doomsayer here. I think I like the Doomsayer. Because I can Reno, perhaps... Maybe I should Farseer? What else kills me here? Not much else kills me, I think. Okay, let's Doomsayer. Call the Wild doesn't kill me, so he would need exactly on the Hunt or Arcane Shot, which I don't think is particularly likely. Him clearing the Doomsayer will require some effort, and if not, then I can tap and grab the board. That seems fine. I can grab the board with Reno even. So yeah, that will be fine. So this will set me to 1. Or he clears the board, and then I get to... Wait, if I Twisting Nether here... yeah, Twisting Nether seems fine. Then I can heal up for just a little bit. I don't think I'm dead to a second Call the Wild, although that will provide him with a board I can hardly deal with. So Twisting Nether here, and I think I would prefer healing up. I can tap, that's for sure, so I think just getting this out on the board is more valuable. I still get to heal for 20, which should be pretty sweet, I think. Does he Huntmaster that? He does not, okay. And that means I get a reasonable board state. I could even tap. Is that ridiculous? I don't think it's ridiculous to tap here. I can still build the Twilight Elder, and I can still... Yeah, this seems fine to me. Do I trade into the Toad? There's a question. I think I do trade into the Toad, and I should have done that before. I definitely should have done that before. Am I scared about... What is the worst that he could do? If he Huntmasters one of these, then I still think I'm fine with that. Sure, you can have your beasts. I think it's my turn to be the aggressor right now. If he has a Call the Wild, I still think that's fine, although he will deal a lot of damage. Well, and that did provide us with an additional minion on the field, so that's something. Sylvanas will be pretty good. But Emperor is also pretty meaningful. I am a little miffed about this situation, though. No, it's not awful. It's not awful. If we're always running this guy into there, then I should probably do that before the Hellfire, and then I can play Sylvanas after. Or do I just taunt up here? I don't think taunting up is ridiculous, but it does not provide us with the board situation we seek.
It's coming.
So I guess this is fine. And playing the Sylvanas should be pretty good still.
I have no time for games.
Gives us the Emperor for next turn still. If he has a Call the Wild, that's not very good on the board right now. So he basically needs a way to deal with the Sylvanas right now, or he loses. I think he just loses if he doesn't deal with Sylvanas this turn. Pretty sure about that. I can Jiraxus if I'm in immediate danger of death, so that's pretty good. Yeah, seems pretty sweet to me. Okay, let's do it this way. That is not the card I was wanting to play here. Alright. So if he has quick shot into... no. Alright. So we do have a chance against Hunter, but it pretty much hinges on having Reno and making good use of it. Not immediately losing on the board the turn you're playing Reno. That's kind of the important thing. Alright, well, deck still seems pretty sweet, but as long as Hunters keep dominating the ladder, be careful about when you're bringing this one out. If you're going onto the ladder right now, I would recommend just choosing something different, because Warlocks do have a pretty rough time against most Hunter decks. Something that beats Hunters and beats Warriors would be pretty sweet. I don't know what deck that would be, but I'll try and find out before tomorrow to have a decent matchup against those. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, I do hope you did. If you have any suggestions on what deck to play next, please leave a comment below. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.